Quickshell has a reputation for being brutally hard to learn, and it is if you go about it in the way that most people do. They open the Qt documentation, which was written for senior C++ engineers, and then they try to read it front to back. They learn everything in order, and they treat it like a textbook, and 3 weeks later, they've absorbed a mountain of information, half of which they'll never use, and they still can't build a working bar. There's a faster way. Dramatically faster, and it's not about being smarter or having more time. It's about using 3 specific learning techniques in the right order. These are techniques that determine what you learn, how fast you grasp it, and how deeply it sticks. Use them together, and you can learn Quickshell in a fraction of the time that it takes everyone else. So what's going on, everyone? I'm Sane, and today I'm giving you the exact learning system I'd use to learn Quickshell as fast as humanly possible. 3 techniques. So first one is going to be the Pareto principle, second is analogies, and third is the Feynman technique. And the order actually matters. I'm going to walk you through them in the sequence that actually accelerates learning. First, you decide what to learn, then you grasp it fast, and then you lock it in. So let's go. The first technique comes first because it determines everything else, the Pareto principle. You've probably heard it as the 80-20 rule, the idea that roughly 80% of your results comes from 20% of your effort. In learning, it means 20% of the concepts give you 80% of the capability. Now here's why this has to be your starting point. The single biggest mistake that people make with Quickshell is trying to learn all of it. They treat the Qt documentation as a curriculum and try to understand every class, every property, every API before they even build anything. And Qt is freaking enormous. It's an entire application framework used for massive enterprise software and automotive displays. If you try to learn all of it, you'll be reading documentation for fucking months before you'll burn out eventually. The Pareto principle says, don't do that. Identify the smaller fraction of Quickshell concepts that actually matter for building a desktop shell and learn only those first. Ignore the rest until you specifically need it. So what is the 20% for Quickshell? Now, before that, let's just write Pareto principle here. Principle. Now, this is actually a proper noun, so this is going to be principle like this. Okay, there you go. So what is the 20% for Quickshell? Let me give it to you directly, okay? You need to understand QML's basic structure, so that's how you declare components and nest them. You need to understand properties and property bindings, so that's how values connect to each other and update reactively. And you need to understand a handful of core layout items, so things like rectangle, text, row, column, and how anchors position them. And then you need to understand signals and signal handlers, how things respond to events. And you need to understand the specific Quickshell services, the bridge to your system for audio, and then you have display. In this case, this is going to connect to my display. If I wanted to change scale, I can do it this way. For Bluetooth, as well as for your Wi-Fi, your network. You can do all of that, and that's basically it. That's the 20%. If you master those concepts, then that means that you can build a functional, good-looking bar. Everything else, the advanced Qt features, the obscure components, the elaborate patterns, you learn later when a specific feature actually requires it, not upfront. This single decision to ruthlessly focus on the few vital concepts instead of trying to learn everything is what separates people from people. Yes, what I was trying to say is what separates people who build a working Quickshell setup in 2 weeks from people who are still reading documentation 2 months later. Decide what to learn before you start learning. Cut the 80% that doesn't matter yet. Focus all your energy on the 20% that does. And here's the practical way to apply this, okay? When you sit down to learn, don't ask, what does Quickshell do? Ask, what's the minimum I need to know to build the specific thing I'm working on right now? So if you're working on your clock module, let's say, learn only what a clock needs. Text, a time property, and a binding. Don't go reading about network management when you're building a clock. Learn just enough for the task in front of you, build it, then move on to the next task and learn just enough for that. The Pareto principle applied task by task. You accumulate exactly the knowledge that you need and none of the knowledge that you don't. Wait, so once you have decided what to learn, the second technique is how you grasp it fast. And that is going to be using something called analogies. Now here's the principle behind why this works. Your brain learns new things by connecting them to things that you already know. A completely novel concept with no connection to existing knowledge is incredibly hard to absorb. It just floats there with nothing to attach to. But the moment that you can say, oh, this new thing is like that other thing that I already understand, it clicks. The analogy gives the new concept a place to live in your mind. It borrows the structure of something familiar to make sense of something unfamiliar. And you have a huge advantage learning Quickshell because you almost certainly come from Weibar and Rafi and the traditional Rising stack, which means that you already have a mental model for a lot of what Quickshell actually does. You just need analogies to connect the new QML concepts to that existing model. So let me give you concrete examples, right? QML components are like HTML elements. You have building blocks that you would nest inside each other to create a structure, exactly like nesting divs in HTML. If you've written any markup, you already understand the shape of QML. A rectangle in QML is like a div inside of CSS. It's a container that you style and put things inside. A column or row in QML is like Flexbox. It arranges the children vertically or horizontally the same way that Flex Direction does in web development, in web CSS. Now, property bindings are the concept that people struggle with most. So here's the analogy that makes it click, right? A property binding is like a spreadsheet formula. In a spreadsheet, when you write a formula in a cell that references other cells, the cell automatically updates whatever those other cells, whenever those other cells change. You don't manually recalculate it. QML bindings, they work exactly in the same way. When you bind a property to something, it automatically updates whenever that something changes. So your volume text is bound to the volume value the same way that a spreadsheet cell is bound to a formula. Once people hear that analogy, the single most confusing concept in QML suddenly actually ends up making sense, which is good. Next thing is signals. Okay, now signals are like event listeners in JavaScript. Something happens and a function runs in response. If you've ever written an on-click handler, you understand QML signals. The Quickshell services are like the modules that you have in Waybar. So Waybar had a battery module that gave you battery info. Quickshell has a battery service that gives you battery info. Same concept, just different implementation. So you see what's happening here. Every intimidating QML concept has an analogy to something that you already know from web development or from your previous writing tools. And when you actively build these analogies as you learn, when you consciously ask, what does this remind me of? What existing concept is this like? You grasp new material at a speed that feels almost unfair compared to trying to understand it cold. The analogy does the heavy lifting. It transplants understanding from a domain that you know into the new domain. So as you work through the vital 20% that you identified and understood with Pareto, attack each concept with an analogy. Don't try to understand QML on its own alien terms. Connect every piece to something familiar. The familiar thing carries the weight and the new concept clicks into place. Now, this whole approach, taking the overwhelming Qt documentation, cutting it down to its vital concepts, and explaining them through analogies that regular people can actually grasp, is exactly what I built Hyper Accelerator Max to do. I spent months and really an insanely long amount of time translating that enterprise-level labyrinth into a streamlined framework designed for people who want to rise their desktop, not for software engineers. The Pareto filtering and the analogies are already done for you. You just learn the concepts that matter, explained in plain language, and build a complete hardware-accelerated desktop from scratch. And this is important. Max assumes that you've already got your Hyprland fundamentals down. If you don't yet, that's what Hyper Accelerator is for, the main program. It takes you from a fresh install to a solid, complete setup so that you're actually ready for the Quickshell jump. Both are linked in the description. The Hyper Accelerator program is the first one, and the Quickshell one is the second one. So you can go ahead, check out both of the programs right now, and start with whichever fits where you are. Now, for Technique 3, this one comes last because it's how you verify and cement everything that you've learned. So this one is the Feynman technique. The Feynman technique. Okay. So this one is named after the physicist Richard Feynman, who was famous for his ability to explain incredibly simple concepts in complex topics in simple terms. So the technique is deceptively simple, right? To truly understand something, explain it in plain language as if you were teaching to someone who knows nothing about it. If you can explain a concept simply, completely, without jargon, and without getting stuck, you actually understand it. If you can't, if you stumble, if you fall back on jargon, you don't really understand, if there are gaps where you hand wave, then you've found exactly the parts that you don't actually understand yet. And those gaps are where you go back and study. So here's the full loop, okay? You learn a concept. So say something like property bindings, and which you grasped with the spreadsheet analogy. Now you try to explain it out loud or written down in simpler terms. So a property binding connects one value to another so that when the source changes, the bound value updates automatically like a spreadsheet formula. You can even simplify that way more if you wanted to. If you were explaining it to a 5-year-old, that also works. Now, if that explanation, or some variant of it that's even simpler and still makes sense and is still referring to the actual concept, flows easily and completely, then great, you understand bindings. But maybe when you try to explain how to bind to a more complex expression, you stumble, you can't quite articulate it. Well, that means that stumble is gold. It just showed you precisely where your understanding is incomplete. So you go back, you study that specific gap, and then you try to explain it again. Then you repeat until the explanation is smooth and complete. This is the technique that turns shallow familiarity into real, durable understanding, and it's critical for Quickshell specifically, because Quickshell is the kind of thing where shallow understanding falls apart the moment that something breaks. If you only sort of understand how bindings work, your bar will work until it doesn't, and then you'll be completely lost because you never actually understood the foundation. The Feynman technique forces genuine understanding, which means when something breaks, you can actually reason about why and fix it. There's a reason this connects to something I've said before, explaining concepts out loud as you write code. That's the Feynman technique in action. The out loud explanation is the most honest test of understanding that exists because your mouth stumbles exactly where your knowledge has holes. You cannot fake your way through explaining something simply. Either you get it or you don't, and the explanation reveals which. So after you've used Pareto to decide what to learn and analogies to grasp it quickly, use the Feynman technique to verify that you actually understand it and lock it in permanently. Explain every concept simply. Find your gaps, fill them, and explain again. By the time you can teach each concept in plain language as yours, it's basically yours for good. Not memorized, but then you've actually understood it. And understood knowledge is what lets you build from scratch and debug confidently instead of just copying and praying. So let me tie this together because the magic is in the sequence, not just the individual techniques. Pareto, this thing, comes first and acts as your filter. It stops you from drowning in the ocean of cute documentation by cutting everything down to the vital 20% that you actually need. You start with a focused, manageable set of concepts instead of an overwhelming mountain. Then, analogies come second and they act as your accelerator. So for each of those vital concepts, you connect it to something that you already know, from web development, from Waybar, from spreadsheets, so that it clicks fast instead of having to be absorbed cold. You grasp the material at high speed because the familiar concepts carry the weight. And the Feynman technique. This one comes third and last and acts as your verifier and cement. For each concept that you've grasped, you explain it simply, find the gaps, fill them, and lock in genuine understanding. You walk away not with shallow familiarity, but with real comprehension that survives contact with broken code. So filter, then you absorb, and then you lock in. That's the pipeline. You decide what's worth learning, learn it fast through analogy, and you cement it through explanation. Run every Quickshell concept through that 3-stage pipeline, and you learn the framework faster than you ever thought possible. Not because you're cramming harder or some bullshit like that, but because you're learning smarter. You're not wasting time on concepts that don't matter, and you're not struggling to absorb things cold, and you're not building on shaky understanding that ends up collapsing later. So, that is how you learn Quickshell insanely fast. Use the Pareto principle to focus only on the vital concepts that actually matter. Use analogies to connect every new concept to something that you already understand so it clicks immediately, and use the Feynman technique to verify and cement that understanding by explaining everything in plain language. Filter, absorb, lock in. Do that and you'll skip months of the slow, painful way that everyone else takes. You're welcome. And if you want a clear path instead of figuring out all alone, I've got two depending on where you are. If you're still building your Hyprland foundation, if your bar, your theming, and your config organization aren't fully dialed in yet, start with Hyper Accelerator. It takes you from zero to a complete custom Hyprland desktop and gives you the fundamentals that make learning Quickshell so much easier. And once you're ready to take off the training wheels and build a true next generation hardware accelerated shell, that's Hyper Accelerator Max, the second link in the description. The only complete Quickshell training program made for regular people instead of C++ engineers. The Pareto filtering, the analogies, the whole learnable framework is already built for you. Now, Max is in pre-sale right now before the price goes up at launch, and it's backed by a guarantee where all the risk is on me. Both links are in the description. You can choose whichever one that suits your current position right now. If you liked the video, hit like. If you loved it and want to see more like this in your feed, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Stay racing. Mwah.